Welcome to the MPSA Membership Orientation webinar. As a reminder, a video of this session will be available later on our YouTube channel. And we'll also post a link to the video on our website. To introduce ourselves, I'm Megan Eisenhower. I'm the Membership Services Specialist. And with me today is Melissa Hickey. She's our Membership and Communications Director. We will be taking turns walking you through the membership orientation today. Melissa will start us off with an overview of MPSA. Melissa?
Thanks, Megan. I like to say that MPSA is a three-legged stool because without any one of these three elements, MPSA would falter. Those three elements, those three legs of the stool, are MPSA membership, the annual conference, and the American Journal of Political Science, AJPS. So I'll tell you a little bit about each of those three as just kind of an introduction to MPSA overall. The MPSA membership, actually, while it originated in the Midwest almost 75 years ago, MPSA is a global organization. MPSA was created during a time when it was very common for people to gather locally. Travel was unheard of at the level that we travel today. And the regional organizations were very prominent way to present your research. Now, as travel has become more common, some of the organizations have grown, including MPSA. It's quite a global organization. It's not regional by any means, though we do keep the Midwest moniker. We currently have about 6,100 members from 106 countries. So you'll see these countries represented on the map. Our annual conference is the second of those three, and it is held each year in Chicago. That's one of the Midwestern things that we've kept. Do you hear that ambulance coming? There it goes. The second of our three legs really is our annual conference that happens each year in Chicago. It is one of the Midwestern things that we've kept as we've gone, though our conference is quite large. We have between 55 and 6,000 political science scholars attending each year. They're from all over the world as well. And with over 80 sections, it makes sense because there's a potential to present research in just about any subfield across the discipline. We have a few pending deadlines coming up if you're interested in going to the 2016 conference and presenting your research. They are complete panel deadline, that's September 24th. The paper proposals are due October 1st. And then lastly, we have the poster deadline that's coming up December 10th, 2015. And the third leg is the American Journal of Political Science, the AJPS. AJPS is currently published by Wiley, and the editor is at Michigan State University. William G. Jacoby is our editor at Michigan State, and his staff is there as well. We're supported, the organization and the journal is supported by Michigan State's Political Science Department. AJPS has a very high impact factor, and it's currently rated as the #2 journal in the discipline. So now we're going to go into the three areas of MPSA membership, and Megan's going to go into access and discounts, and then I'll cover opportunities at the end.
Your MPSA membership comes with a subscription to the American Journal of Political Science, or the AJPS. There are two ways that you can access the AJPS online. The first is to log into the MPSA website using your username and password, and you click on the AJPS link on the homepage. The URL is also shown in yellow at the bottom of the slide here. And the second way is to download the AJPS app from the Apple App Store. You would go to the App Store and search for American Journal of Political Science. We also have an app for Android devices, and that'll be coming later this fall. Your MPSA membership also gives you access to selected audio recordings from the MPSA conferences, and those are going back to 2007 and then all the way up to this year. You can access the podcast by going to mpsanet.org/podcasts, and again, you'll log in with your username and password. These recordings are shared with the permission of the speakers to benefit your professional development. Popular topics include professional development roundtables, electoral campaigns, mass media, and political communication. MPSA members also receive the MPSA newsletter each month that's delivered via email mid-month every month, and it contains the latest news from the association and the discipline and relevant information from other related social science organizations. The newsletter will usually highlight a podcast or a conversation in the MPSA online communities, and it will also list any job openings that have been shared with us that we're aware of. Another benefit of MPSA membership is access to the MPSA online communities. The communities are a great way to connect and communicate online with others in the discipline. You would log in with your regular MPSA username and password, and you access the communities by clicking on the link on the MPSA homepage or by going to the URL communities.mpsanet.org. The communities let people gather and share information. You can create or respond to a discussion thread, and you can share articles and other resources. Shared files are archived in the online library within the communities, and members can find other members and communicate with them by searching in an online directory of community members. And we'll come back to the communities later in more detail and kind of go over how to access them and how to use them a little more. We also offer the MPSA Conference Paper Archive, and this is a benefit for our members. It's accessed by clicking on the Conference tab on the MPSA website and selecting Conference Paper Archive from the drop-down menu. You can search for papers by title, author, or keyword, and non-members are able to go and they can view the title, the author, the abstract, the year, and the section for all of the papers, but they can't view the full text versions. So the benefit of membership is that you can log in and view the full text of all of the papers within our Conference Paper Archive. And your MPSA membership also provides you with access to several discounts. These include registration discounts for our annual MPSA conference that's held in Chicago every year. You would register at the member rate rather than the non-member rate. We also offer a 50% discount on AJPS subscriptions, which provides individuals with access to the JSTOR archive collections. And you get a 35% discount on all books from Wiley and from all of the Wiley imprints. The AJPS and Wiley discounts can be accessed by going to the membership tab on the MPSA homepage and clicking on member benefits in the drop-down menu. And now I think Melissa is going to talk to you a little bit about other opportunities that come along with having an MPSA membership.
Thanks. One of the great benefits of belonging to MPSA is the opportunity. These are a little bit less tangible in that they're more about the sense of community and the overall benefit of belonging. One of those is scholarships, frankly. The Harold Rogers Grad Student Travel Scholarship is specific to our conference. It is a scholarship which is specific to grad students. It's a $500 scholarship that can be applied specifically to travel assistance when attending our conference. Last year, we provided 87 of those scholarships for the 2015 conference. Another benefit is being able to participate in our annual awards. The annual awards are presented at the conference each year, though you don't need to be present to win an award by any means. They are presented for research provided at the past year's conference, or research presented at the last year's conference. There are 14 different categories, and each category or each award receives nominations from section heads, panel chairs, panel discussants, and then a committee selects the winner or winners of the specific award. And in 2016, we will be very happy to announce our first winner of the Kenneth J. Meyer Award. That's an award for the best paper in bureaucratic politics, public administration, or public policy. It's the first year that we've had an award that's covered those subfields and those categories specifically. Another opportunity really for MPSA members, while it's not a scholarship or an award, it is a way to help you in your position as a professor and also help the discipline overall. Wikipedia is one of the top 3 results that typically will come back when the public does a search for anything political science related. And there's quite a bit of information there, and it's not all accurate. We've partnered with the Wikipedia Education Foundation to provide a course structure for political science students and professors to lean upon to edit and provide more accurate, more specific information so that the public can find that whenever they do their searches. The program is relatively new for us. We've just launched it earlier this year, in fact, and there are already 5 universities involved in the project. If you would like to get involved with that, you can just shoot us an email or check that out on our website. Advocacy and being involved in advocacy is another of the opportunities as a MPSA member, specifically in that we provide the tools for our members to go out and make the connections with local legislators. We do have scholarships available to our US-based members, which allow involvement in the Consortium of Social Sciences Associations annual meeting and the National Humanities Alliance annual meeting. Typically, those are held over 2 days each in the spring in Washington, D.C. The format has been the first day is a workshop where you learn more about the discipline that the group there is representing. So for COSA, it would be social sciences in general. And then you would prepare yourselves to go and meet with legislators the next day on behalf of social science broadly. But the reason that we want to be sure that we're involved and have that political science represented is so that we know that political science will be represented fairly in those meetings. And providing the scholarships does help, definitely does help make those connections happen. We also offer mentoring programs. That's, I believe, our final opportunity actually through the membership. The mentoring programs are held in a couple formats. One is at our annual conference. We have mentorship receptions, which are typically formatted as a small group environment where a faculty member will meet with a small group of grad students and junior faculty in order to really bounce ideas off of one another, meet more people who may be interested in the same type of research, and be able to ask any questions so that they can help each other advance their research. Those are rather informal conversations, but oftentimes that's one of the best opportunities at a conference. So as a member, you'll have the opportunity to participate in those. Also, we have the annual academic year mentorship program that we're just launching this year. And that will be set already for 2015-16 academic year, but we're looking at renewing that for 16-17. And now I'm going to hand it over to Megan to talk a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of how to access your membership online.
Thank you. I'm going to go over how to look up your username and password on the website, how to find receipts for your transactions, how to access the online communities, and how to find tutorials that will help you with using the online communities. To look up your MPSA password, you would click on the login button in the upper right corner of the home page. And when you click on the login button, it brings up a page that has several links. One is, did you forget your password? Click here to retrieve it. The other is, did you forget your username? Click here to retrieve it. And that will usually help get you where you need to be. If you find that you still can't log into the website, you can always call the phone number that's listed on there or send us an email at mpsainfo@mpsanet.org, and we can help get you set up. To access your receipts for any of your transactions at any time, you click on your name again in the upper right-hand corner, and then you'll scroll down on the page until you see My Order History, kind of toward the bottom of the page, and you'll click on Print Receipt next to any transaction that you'd like to view. You can print your transactions at any time, so if you ever find that you need a receipt or you want to check to see how much you paid for something or when you paid for something, for a membership or for a conference registration, this is where you would go. To access the MPSA communities, you would use the same username and password that you use on the regular MPSA website and log into the MPSA website, and then click on MPSA Communities in the upper right corner of the homepage. And once you're logged into the communities, you'll know that you're logged in because you'll see your profile picture in the upper right corner of the communities homepage if you've already uploaded a profile picture. If not, you'll see an area where you would have a profile picture, and you can click on the down arrow right next to it to upload a picture. We also encourage you to follow us on Facebook and Google+ and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter, and we're also on Instagram. So there are lots of ways to connect with us via social media. YouTube especially has our MPSA Communities Quick Start tutorials, and these will help get you started in the MPSA communities. They cover things such as how to change your email frequency, how to upload a profile photo like we were talking about, how to add an attachment to a post, and other helpful information to help you get the most out of using the communities. And now I think I'm going to flip you back over to Melissa, and if you have any questions, we can go over those, and if not, I think this concludes our session.
I think this does conclude our session, Megan. I would like to just reiterate that if you have any questions at all about your membership, please feel free to contact either of us. Our email addresses and titles are there on the screen, and if you aren't certain which one of us gets it, please send that to mpsainfo@mpsanet.org, and we'll get it routed in the right direction. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you.